Spider-Man is not as hard to master as they say. He's actually quite a simple character once you get to know the technique and learn why all of the moves are there. So we're going to break this down into 3 parts. We'll go over strengths, then weaknesses, and then we'll cover the exact technique that will make people cry when they see that you've chosen Spider-Man. When you're using him right, Spider-Man is great at causing chaos and confusion. The ability to swing in and out of a fight makes him that annoying, hard to catch bug that keeps biting you. And if you have Venom on your team, Spider-Man gains access to Suit Expulsion, which is a move that deals damage per second to enemies in a small radius around him while knocking them back. Whilst teaming with Squirrel Girl will give Spider-Man access to extra web fluid, granting a damage bonus of 10%, making that hard to catch bug way deadlier. Instead of treating Spider-Man as the hero that can take on groups of enemies at once like you're used to in the Spider-Man games, treat him more as a support character. If allies are being overwhelmed, you can use the move Get Over Here, which can pull one of the enemies away from your ally and over to you. You can then hit that enemy with the move Amazing Combo, which launches them into the air. This will buy your ally some time and you can zip out of there before the enemies even touch back down on the ground. You can also distract enemies by shooting them with the move Web Cluster. This will also stick them with a Spider Tracer, but we'll touch on that in the technique section. You can use the Web Cluster 5 times before you need to wait for a cooldown. You can use them to get the attention of 1 to 3 enemies, and when you start swinging around and double jumping, you'll definitely draw in the more cockier players that think they can snipe you out of the sky. The more attention on you, the less attention on your allies and the objective. Speaking of which, Spider-Man is also great for getting to the objective quickly to get things started. And then when it gets a bit too much, he can just zip back out of there with no issues. And whilst we're on the topic of zipping out of the battle area, it's worth mentioning one of Spider-Man's main weaknesses, which is his lack of any real defense or self-sustaining moves. He may be able to take a hard hit in the other games and in the movies, but that's not this Spider-Man. This guy gets taken down in a few hits, so you've really got to be moving constantly. Don't fall into the trap that most Spider-Man players do and get drawn into an actual fight. With Spider-Man, the main thing to remember is if you're not moving, you are dying. Sadly, another big weakness of this character is that he really doesn't hit particularly hard. You can get a decent boost if you manage to hit an enemy with a Spider Tracer, which I did notice doesn't get fully explained in the game. Well, I couldn't see it anyway, but we'll cover that in the technique because it's an important part of taking enemies down fast. Okay, let's talk technique. Firstly, whenever Spider-Man uses certain attacks, he'll stick an enemy with a Spider Tracer. You'll hear teammates say how they've stuck a player, and this is what they mean. And for help, you can see this little icon next to the stuck player's name. Sticking an enemy with a Spider Tracer will do 2 things. It will give extra damage to Spider-Man's attacks by a flat 45, but it will also change the Get Over Here move. Instead of pulling enemies to you, you'll be pulled towards them. And the best way to effectively utilize this is to use Web Cluster on an enemy to tag them with a Spider Tracer, use Get Over Here to zip towards them, and instantly follow up with the Amazing Combo Uppercut. And then from here, depending on the enemy you've decided to bully, you can swing to get out of danger, or you can land a couple of normal punches to finish them off before zipping away, resetting, and hitting another enemy with the exact same combo. Here is how that would look.
Spider Fist is ready to punch! Count on me!
Whenever an enemy decides to target you because you're inevitably causing too much chaos and breaking down their team, you'll need to utilize the double jump and web swing to get out of there. You'll be given a lot of help by your Spidey senses, which literally tells you when you're in danger. You can also crawl and run on surfaces to get away from enemies, but apart from crawling around a corner on a wall, I found that this just slows Spider-Man down too much and makes him a perfect target for more projectiles. With regards to your ultimate ability, wait for at least 3 enemies to be grouped in an area, tag one of the 3 enemies with a Spider Tracer using Web Cluster, and then pull yourself into the group of enemies using Get Over Here. From here, just pop your ultimate. This will cause chaos. And then once you're done, zip out of there like nothing happened. You need to be okay with leaving the fight and resetting if you're gonna play as Spider-Man. And like I said before, keep moving. So I hope this helps. I'll leave you with my footage of a full game so you can see me put everything I've talked about into practice. Please do consider dropping a like and a sub to help me out too. And if you're looking for people to team up with in Marvel Rivals, I have a Discord with over 13,000 players looking for the same. So hop on in at discord.gg/gaming exploits. Thanks for watching.